Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like
5, 4.
Hey.
Hey,
Needs to have a hey at the end.
I want you to talk once.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
So make sure I had your mic
Oh,
on.
you just wanted someone to know that there's a guest in the house.
Yeah.
We got a guest 2 weeks in a row. Don't lose your shorts, people. It's pretty exciting. 2 weeks in a row with live guests. So exciting stuff.
Compared to your dead guests, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
dead to me. They're going on the list.
Live guests and
yeah.
dead guests.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the people that stood me up, but they're dead to me as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I have 2 guests in the house. It is hot as bananas in here, so we're going to get going so no one sweats to death. You just have to keep pushing it. Your battery is dead.
You know, what's the deal? You're too hot. You're too cold. It's
never
too
too-
loud.
I don't
It's too loud. I'm not loud enough.
I'm not sure I've ever been too
Is it
cold.
a Tuesday thing for you today?
Yeah. Every time, after I had a child, there's no such thing as too cold. I
Okay.
was like, yeah, so that happens. That's life. All right, well, let's introduce this party. This is Put a Fork in It, Grand Forks' most exciting online video, however you watch us or listen to us show. Fun fact, you can find this on YouTube. So if you get cut out today, your boss walks in, you've got to shut it off. We're going to be on YouTube. Dale's got all the dirty deets up there. You can find us on Twitter, or what's it called now? X.
X.
The other day I was trying to find it, and I was like, where's the bird? Where's the bird? And I was like, X. Just a whole new dynamic to it's kind of crazy. So
Is it way different?
no, it just has.
It's a different name.
It's a black X.
Okay.
So I had to retrain my brain. So you can find us on there. And then I'm going to ask a huge favor, because all these people say, oh my gosh, I like the show. It's super cool. And that was really funny. And you had so-and-so on there. And I was like, I don't know you're watching. So if you are watching, you don't have to make a comment or anything like that, but just give me a like, just so I kind of know who's out there and whatnot. And then I can angle my jokes a little better.
And then they like your show so much, they want to create one just like yours.
Just like that.
Yeah, all right.
There's a few people out there that want to do it, but that's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I've been hearing about all the traffic flooding into Grand Forks Best Source because they hear about all the fun we have. So that's fine as long as you double charge them.
There you go.
That's A-okay. So, all right, let's get the deets out of the way. So my name is Courtney Barstead Logan. I am a realtor with Remax Grand, and on social media as Grand Cities Living, Twitter, Grand Cities Life. And you can find me once in a while at 1375 South Columbia Road, Suite G, if you want to make a complaint to my broker. So there you go. There's my stuff. I'm super pumped because it's just so sporty here today. We've got Coach's Tupac in the house. So excited. I don't get one, I get 2. 2 Tupacs in one room.
I mean, it's in the name.
It's in the name. Hey, hold your mug up, see if it disappears.
Does it float?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
She's drinking out of. So crazy. I told them specifically today, don't wear green. So they kind of did okay.
That's our only thing that we have.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that's why somebody's wearing a hoodie in 900 degrees in here because
He's like, hey, give me my hoodie, wife.
Well, he's from Los Angeles, so
He's okay.
He's generally cold.
All the time.
You are always cold.
It's just too cold here.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Well,
going to be in the 90s today.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a frigid 82 yesterday afternoon.
Frigid.
Yeah. What was it when we went out and we had some pizzas the other night, and it was a 70 something.
Yes.
Thought you were gonna get a little hypothermia.
Freezing.
You were in
Yeah.
a tank top.
I was in a
and
tank
we were
top.
both. I was in jeans and
Yeah,
like a
I think
sweater.
Jesse brought his cardigan. You
Yeah,
did.
I
You
was
had your
shaking.
cardigan. Yeah.
In my down jacket.
Yeah. Very Mr. Rogers. So yes. Well, welcome to the show. For people that don't know, Jesse Tupac to my right. I'm not sure what it looks like on the screen, and Kristen Tupac to my left. They are the magic behind UND Volleyball. And if you didn't make it to a game last year, you totally missed out, because pure entertainment on the court, pure entertainment on the side. I mean, all kinds of fun. It is a riot. Dale was just saying he hit up some games last year for the first time, and it's quite addicting. So super fun to go. But I want people to learn a little bit about you guys. So when they come to games, they're like, oh my gosh, fun fact, I know something about him. His favorite cereal is, Honey Bunches of Oats. So
That's a good
is
guess.
it?
That's
Is it?
No way.
I guessed it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, is it?
He-
Yeah.
He's that vanilla. You just know.
Yeah.
That's-
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
Yeah. He's like, I can't have Lucky Charms.
We like simple things in our household.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll get into the simple things here and talk about that. But let's start because sometimes the girls talk a little too much. So we'll let Jessie take the floor first, so we don't miss out on any fun facts. But we already know you're from California. But share a little bit about you and what brought you to UND.
Yeah, I coached. I started coaching when I was 18 years old. I played at UCLA and got hurt pretty early on in my career, and so I started coaching right away. And over the course of my career, I lived in every time zone across the continental U.S. and lived in 5 different states. And one of the stops that I had was at the University of Denver, which is in the Summit League, which is the same conference that North Dakota's in. And so I actually had the chance to come up here in 2018 as an opponent. And got to see Grand Forks and got to see the Betty and the support that this university gets from the community. And it was something that I was drawn to immediately. And so when the opportunity came to move here permanently, Kristen and I looked at each other and said, hey, this is a no-brainer. Let's get closer to home and closer to family and be in a really cool town.
It was okay, but you did have that moment where you were like, because when you were hired, it was like minus 30.
Yeah.
The Betty's got good heat.
Yeah. The California boy's like, yes.
Jesse has controls to his own thermostat
It
for
was
his office.
it was one of the worst winters, I feel like, when you guys came up here.
Listen, there's space heaters. You can warm your place up pretty easily.
Yes.
You know, the weird thing is everyone thinks that it was the worst winter this past winter. So I'm starting to think that maybe that's a trend. They're like, oh, this winter was way
I think
worse
that's just
than
what
the year
people say.
before,
Like,
right?
This is the worst winter.
This year should be mild.
Okay, great.
We're on trend.
Oh, got it.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah. It was
We just love saying that kind of stuff to people from the West Coast.
it can't get worse. Can't get worse. And then
You
it's
said
like,
last year was the worst winter. Well, it was. That was last year.
it's like, ugh. Yeah, I had the pleasure of assisting these two finding a home, and I reached out to the athletic director at the time. I was like, well, at the time, yeah, so it was just, I said, did he sign paperwork? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because it is so cold out. And we were, trying to like weasel our way into houses and get frostbite and stuff and yeah, all that. So I was a little worried about it. Yeah, so I didn't want me to be the like, oh, shoot, that lasted a day. So, yeah. So last year was first season under your belt.
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Feeling fired up?
Yeah, we had a nice year one where we went from going 0-18 in conference, going 9-9 in conference in just a single season. And so for us, we're incredibly pleased with the progress that we made, but we're not at all satisfied with where we ended up. We've got a lot bigger and loftier goals that we want to achieve, and we start in a week, so we get to get going pretty soon and get to go back to practice and back on the court to compete.
Oh my gosh, I have you guys during vacation week. It's
do.
like Shark Week.
That's the only time to get us.
It is. It is. I'm so glad I snuck you in. All right, the other side of the team Tupac. So Mrs. T over here.
That is.
Yeah.
That is I.
Give us your background and your stats.
So, oh God, you don't want the stat
yeah,
list.
we do.
I was born and raised in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So the Midwest and the snow thing doesn't really scare me. I was a 4-sport athlete in high school, and volleyball was the sport I ended up choosing to play collegiately. And I played at Iowa State, where I was a 3-time All-American. I was Big 12 Libero of the Year 3 times. And then I went on to play with the USA Women's National Team for 3 different summers, 2 different Olympic quads, and played professionally. How many seasons? Well, in total, probably around 8. I played 3 internationally and 1 here in the United States with Athletes Unlimited, which I was a part of helping create that professional league, which was really exciting. And then my first kind of stint in between all those years, I was the volunteer at the University of Denver with Jessie for 1 season, and I had started my own business in the volleyball world. After kind of my first retirement, I would say, I retired once from professional volleyball, mainly the overseas thing. I think Jessie and I counted in the first 5 years of our relationship, we spent approximately 6 months together.
Perfect.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what everyone says.
You built a solid
We
platform.
did. And then when Jessie got this opportunity, here we it was the perfect fit for us, and so
You actually retired then?
I was actually slated to play another professional season
Yeah.
in February of last year. I was signed and ready to play, and then he got the job in December, and we were kind of trying to figure out if it could work or not, but it ended up being, I'm going to focus all my attention here, and so that was,
Yeah.
it was kind of like a quiet departure.
Yeah. They didn't have a big announcement. You just kind of like,
Yeah, it was just like, and I'm done.
yeah. Did you make an announcement though and say it was best for the dogs? Did you say like in the bed, because people always say that, right? Like I'm choosing to spend more time with my family, Like did you say
I
like
don't
it's
even know
best?
if I did.
Okay. We could
I-
still do one though. We
I
could do a post
could.
release.
I have since left most social media platforms except X.
Oh yeah.
I'm still on the X.
Gosh. Okay.
Sounds
Well,
really
do you
weird.
ever go on Instagram? Because I do still send you reels.
I will occasionally check in like once a maybe.
Okay.
Well, I departed in May, so I think I've been back once.
Okay. Sometimes when
So
people
I'll
don't
check
check them,
in.
I think like, ooh, was that a little too like racy and not funny? If I send them a reel, and then I'm like, did they not think it was funny? But now I know it's because you're not on.
Well, most of
there.
them are raccoons.
Most of them are raccoon videos.
Yes.
so.
So I did have a
Yes.
pet raccoon. That is a stat that I.
George
will-
Cooney.
George Cooney is his
Oh,
name.
boy.
So like Jesse's like, God, can we have one time where we don't have to bring up George Cooney?
George is great. He has a little hand.
He's so great.
This is the first I've heard of George Cooney.
Yeah.
No.
We could do a whole
favorite.
show about
We probably could.
George Cooney. So sorry
Right.
to yeah, I know every freaking time, just want to talk about volleyball.
Yeah, I had
Here
two
we are,
dogs in here last week in the studio. What the hell? Why not a raccoon, huh?
Were they rescues?
No, they were duck dogs.
Oh,
World qualifying duck dogs.
I also there is a dog that I need you guys to adopt.
Is his name Wellington?
Yes,
it's
did you see him, Sir Wellington?
Why?
Who's
Someone
got
else
him?
said this to me
Sir
too.
Wellington, Journey Home.
Journey Home. I
He's a
rescued
really
a
cute
dog from
husky.
Journey Home.
Okay.
So they have let's share about
Okay,
about
let's
the
share
dogs.
about the most
we
important
can talk about
Tupacs.
sports, that's fine, but let's talk about the dogs because they're funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want us to get a third? Oh, that's.
Sir Wellington.
We're not going to have a backyard. How are you going to be able to
Who
sell our
cares?
house?
It doesn't matter.
They're not yards, they are dog pastures.
That's
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
So we have Kai, and she was our first rescue. She's from Alaska. She's the most beautiful husky. She's got a blue eye and a brown eye, and she is 10 years old, but acts like she's 4. And then we've got Took, which that kind of just happened to be his name. He was really Tunuk when we got him. And we just are like, we can't, that's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much of a name. So
Yeah.
we just shortened it, took out a few letters.
Yeah.
Took is a blade, hockey blade,
Tuk,
hockey
tuk,
skate
yeah.
blade.
Tuk, tuk.
Took.
That was exactly our thought
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They're both huskies.
Both huskies, both a handful. They have taken over the backyard and have their own. They've tried to like dig a hole to China. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's like 2 feet deep, and
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
yeah. So
They're tunneling.
yeah, they are tunneling.
I love the winter. I think it was like probably 30 below when I finally got to meet them, and they said hi for like 5 minutes, and they're like, deuces, we're gonna go lay outside.
Yep.
Just
They just circle up and they dig a little hole, and
Yeah.
then they just hang out there the whole day.
what if Sir Wellington though like brought a little piece to that? What if Sir Wellington like brought some? Because I just, oh,
It's not me. You
She's
have
not
to
going to let
sell
it
on
rest.
this.
Yeah.
There's an interview out there on somewhere on the internet, and it's
Yeah.
like, if you could have like, what's your dream? And mine was like,
27.
live on a 20-acre land
Same.
with hundreds of huskies.
Same.
Like just have a husky farm.
I
So
just want all the dogs.
it's him that you got to convince.
Oh, okay.
about
So you think, yeah.
Sir
Well, I think,
Wellington.
can you only have 2 in city limits?
I'm not sure.
Is
Okay.
that a rule?
Is it a rule?
Don't
Yeah.
know.
Apparently, yes.
We could put a
Yeah,
hat.
it's a rule.
Yeah,
It's totally a rule.
Is it? Yeah. Ugh.
for sure.
Okay. Well, Sir Wellington, if you're listening, the Tupacs are
We're
considering
trying.
you. Yeah. So
You're adorable.
What kind of dog is it?
it's a husky.
Oh, it's another
But like
husky?
they said the other day, like he's been almost adopted 10 times.
Oh, jeez.
And then yeah, which is like
They're a handful.
they
Huskies are a handful.
Well, they said, but then people are like, I don't know that we're ready for a dog. Like ours was returned 6 times, I think it was, before we
Oh
took,
my
took him
gosh.
in. Yeah. So
No.
okay. Well, back to the volleyball because this is really depressing. So.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So how many returners do we have this year?
Yeah, we've got 10 athletes coming back from last year's team.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is the team?
This year we'll have 18. Last year 17. So usually somewhere in the 16 to 20 range.
Okay. So 20 is your max.
Yeah.
Is volleyball? Is this an appropriate question? Are they all full scholarship?
No.
No,
So
okay.
in volleyball, at the Division I level, the maximum scholarships you can give out is 12.
Oh, okay.
And they're only we're a head count sport, so it's only full scholarships. So you can't parse up scholarships the same way that you can in soccer or
Okay.
football or things like that.
Okay. So they fight for their scholarship, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, can they you can knock off somebody and get their scholarship next year?
I think
Is
more
that-
so it's about making sure that everybody has a financial plan that works with their family and
Yeah.
Oh,
that
sorry.
they're able to afford school. And
No knockoffs. Definitely not.
we're not doing
how it
any
works.
sort of Hunger Games here. Where,
No Hunger Games scholarship.
Okay. So we based on need, not on. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Sorry, I was thinking like you'd be like, hey, you can earn your scholarship, but no. Okay. Yeah, but you could though maybe.
You could,
Yeah.
just depending
You
on
became like
how it all lines out.
Yeah.
Usually, when you're promised a scholarship, that's
Yeah. That's how it rolls.
How it rolls, and
Okay.
unless something
Crazy
know,
happens.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so last year, you guys, there was like a few rough, like bloody moments where people got like fingers dislodged and
yes.
yeah, things like that. Like, was this a normal? Because I feel like every time I was watching on TV, they kept like showing it, and I was like, oh, like yeah. Just a quick like.
was it normal?
Yeah.
The season, just an
Yeah.
injury.
Yeah.
I would say you typically may lose a finger.
not like off. It doesn't,
doesn't-
like disappear.
What if you
It's
did
just-
though?
Cart your hand. No. The fingers, I would say, are probably the most vulnerable to injury.
Okay.
Just all the blocking and attacking, and
And in the face.
Jesse's had a finger
removed.
blasted a couple times.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. What I really want to yell this year is next time someone gets in the face is it's just a game, Fokker, and stand up and scream that. So if you hear it, it's me.
It wasn't me.
It's me.
That's
yeah.
great.
I'm gonna have Alistair say it actually. It's just a game, Fokker. Have him scream that out there. Yeah.
That's great parenting.
Then they
I
all
get
look
that so
around
much.
at you and you're like this.
Wasn't
yeah.
me.
Boop. Yeah. It's this guy. Yeah. He gets pretty pumped up at those games, videos and snacks.
Always.
Good questions here coming from my brain. So people want to know this kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. Who do you think that the ladies fear most when they come and say like we're disappointed? Do you think it's coming? Because sometimes there's a good coach, bad coach thing going on. I know. Yeah. Who do you think is it the I'm disappointed in you, or is it the look? What do you think? Kristen's like, oh, I know.
Yeah. I don't know if fear is necessarily the
Oh, sorry.
the mode that we're going for.
Okay, jeepers. Okay.
No,
yeah,
I think
which
honestly
thing?
we approach it from okay, good or bad,
Yeah.
what can we learn? What can we get better at? And so whether we had an awesome result and we're like, okay, can we make that even better next time? Or
Yeah.
a result that didn't go our way, it's like, okay, what are we going to learn? Because clearly what we did wasn't quite enough to get the result that we wanted to get. So I don't know if we're trying to light fires as much as we are trying to motivate and
What
inspire
about
people.
off the court though? Say they do something disappointing off the court, because on the court you can be educational. When it's off the court, how do you say I'm disappointed in you? Which one of you is the?
I think we all share, that responsibility. To be honest,
Good
I
job.
think
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
something that's really unique about the way that Jesse wants to run his program is that he challenges all of us as a staff to be, kind of in those roles, and we all have unique and specific relationships with each athlete. So
Ooh, yeah.
it kind of depends on, the situation, but
Mm-hmm.
it's, I would say, very much still trying to find ways to create teaching moments,
Yeah.
as much as we possibly can. And surely there are times where it's, we're disappointed, but I think it more so comes out of, we care about you, how can we make it better? And, what's your plan? Usually we are asking, what's your plan?
Yeah.
How are you going to rectify and continue to be, an upstanding member of our team?
Human. And what were you thinking? Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh,
I
great.
do a lot of high school play-by-play sports, and so I interview a lot of high school colleges, and we talk about their players and how they talk about at that age. It's tough because one day it's a 14-year-old acting like, or a 17-year-old acting like a 12 or a 14-year-old. The next day it's a 17-year-old acting like a 29-year-old. Is it a lot different in college? Because they're adults, and they're really adults. But is it a lot different, or they can kind of go back and forth too.
I don't know if much changes between the last day of high school and the first day of college.
Okay.
From a maturity
Freedom.
standpoint. Right. I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you treat people like adults and you expect them to behave like adults, then they'll rise to that expectation. Whereas if you treat them like children, and they're going to behave like children. And so we try to give our athletes the autonomy to behave like mature adults. And we've all been 18 to 23. Sometimes we miss, and that's okay. But like Kristen said, we're here to help them learn how to navigate
Sometimes
that
we
space. And
Sometimes we
be
forget
better.
about those ages.
We do.
Yeah.
College.
Yeah, and we have a lot of these sporty conversations in our household, and I always, especially with women's sports, it's very interesting, I think, too, because there's just different things sometimes that come up in in women's brains, and we're really good at certain things and how we paraphrase them, if you will. But I always remind my husband that my former days of working on a college campus, my students could care less if I was like mad about something, but when I was like, that really disappointed me. Remember when your parents would say that?
Oh, yeah.
It would just get you right in the gut.
Yeah,
And so
mine-
I was like, oh, and he was like, I tried that, and it really, because it's disappointing. So it's very interesting, but you also know when that like one person walks in, you're like, oh, Mama T's mad, like you just know, like when you've crossed the line, So
Yeah,
it's just
I've had my fair share as an athlete.
As an athlete,
my our
right?
national team coach, he deeply cares about all of us, but if you didn't bring your best effort, or you didn't bring your best self to every practice, or at least trying to get to that point of communication and effort, and there was this feeling of, oh man, I've let him down,
Right.
and you're like, okay, well, he happens to be the greatest of all time, so
See?
he's the GOAT of volleyball. So
That-
when you really let that person down, you're like, oh man, you
Yeah.
just feel it. He didn't even have to say it, and
Right.
you just knew, he would, and so. But I think there's kind of that understanding, that expectation that we have of our team of like, hey, when you're in here, these are the things we want you to bring, and you're in charge of doing that. And we do call them up. We talk about that in our gym. Instead of calling people out, we call people up and challenging them to bring their best selves. And so, I'm sure there are some days of that. I think we try to be our best, most consistent selves as coaches. It's hard, sometimes, things hit the fan, but when we enter the gym, we try to be really consistent in the way that we approach every practice. So we don't bring any outside factors in, just like we would expect them. So
like someone ate all the honey bunches of oats and you like needed that
I would never.
stuff.
Ooh. But I did steal all the bacon.
Yeah, see, that would just be. I think what people forget too, and we talked a little bit about this last week with Coach Bubba, was they're like you're coaching a sport, but you're also these athletes are students, and they're humans who have families and lives and things going on, and family members going through cancer treatment, and they're in a nursing program where they're doing rotations and they're trying to be student athletes, and it's so interesting because if you go on the X, during season, which is usually when I ramp up my time, is going on there, is people forget that these students they're students and they're young adults, and they're also managing all of this where you get people that are professional athletes. That's their job. That's their one job. These guys have so much going on, and for many of them, they're either far away from home, first time away, and now they're managing all of this. Like I could barely make it to class, and that's all I had going on, and sorority stuff. So it's a big picture where you're coming in and you're coaching, but you're life coaching as well. It's a big thing. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you add in the NIL stuff, and then they are starting to feel like more professional athletes,
They are.
But
Yeah.
I didn't have that load to carry
Right.
with class and stuff like that. It was just sleep,
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah.
take care of my body, practice, and repeat. And
Yeah.
so to add on all of those other stressful factors and things like that, that's really tough.
If NIL was around and you were approached, Jesse, who would you want to be your who would
Great
you have?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was giving men's volleyball players NIL deals.
What if you did?
I know what it
Who
was.
would
Can I
you-
guess?
Yeah.
In and out.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
yeah.
In and
It-
Out.
it-
In-N-Out
either
burger.
food or cookies or ice cream.
He's got the
some
sticker
sort
on
of
his mug.
dessert that I could eat. Yeah, if there's sugar in
cream
it, I'm in.
witches.
You
And
okay?
it's such healthy food too.
Yeah.
You know, In-N-Out is the healthiest of all the fast foods, which
probably-
I think is an oxymoron.
It's the healthiest of the
The
unhealthy
second
food.
one, the second one would be Manhattan Beach Creamery. He's
100%.
basically a
that
walking
ice
ad.
cream?
It
It's an
is.
ice cream sandwich, and they actually sell them. at
Don't tell him the
Hugo's.
secret.
Oh, do they?
It's-
tell 'em.
Yeah, only for like 2 months a year. I've asked
And
them
we
to
sell
ship
them out,
year
so-
round, and they don't.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
that's a Hunger Games situation.
Do you have a deep freeze in your basement full of them?
Yeah. Oh, well, no.
Well,
we
we're
eat 'em
working
all.
on it, but they
Okay.
just get eaten. We can't. They
Yeah,
can't
they don't
stock them
last very
fast
long,
enough
yeah.
here at Hugo's. So
Okay. Okay. Manhattan Beach cream
Yeah,
sandwiches.
The Hugo's
Yeah.
manager is tired of hearing from
they're
me.
called
Okay.
cream
About
witches.
Cream witches. Okay. I could just see that commercial like, I'm Jesse Tupac with UCLA. And then down comes the burger.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Or the
no.
cream witch.
The cream witch in your face.
And it splats
all
ice
over.
cream, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What would yours be?
Probably something with dogs. I mean, probably huskies.
She's
I
like,
don't know.
hey, it's sponsored by Chewy, where you can get your pet meds delivered at home.
Yeah.
Sponsored by A&H Dog Pooper Picker-Uppers.
It's in the
Probably
official-
something along those lines.
Okay.
I don't know if not a food.
So sexy.
Yeah.
It's just an awesome one. Yeah, you'd be the TikTok star of Chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a Siberian husky rescue in New Mexico that I was like, man, I would probably
the
want to be a part of
spokesperson.
that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think the Iowa basketball player, wasn't she with the
Oh,
pet
Caitlin Clark,
rescue?
yeah.
She was like the pet
Yes.
rescue person. She's like, I don't want any money, just use my face or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let all
Super
the money go
Yeah.
towards the.
Good for her though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets some.
She went to
okay.
the wrong school though, but
Yes, I know. Sorry, I read
Wasn't
that.
she from Minnesota?
she is.
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
believe she
she's from
was.
Iowa.
Oh,
she
she
went to
stayed in
Dallas.
She's
Iowa?
an Iowegian.
She is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I lived there for like 9 months, so I feel like I can
No,
say that.
Iowegian.
Iowegian. Okay, what song fires you up? I know you guys do early morning practices. I know. Mr. T doesn't prefer that time of day, and Mrs. T gets fired up for it. What song pumps you up? Because I had my pump up song this morning before I got here. But yeah, what's your pump up jam? Like if you gotta.
You go first.
Oh man. I mean, old school gangster rap from California,
Like what?
like Tupac and
Yeah.
Dre, and yeah.
Okay, but like what? If you had one song, like you're like, okay, this is gonna be it.
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You had to pick one. Yeah.
Like
You
to live and
just
die
go
in
through
LA,
a split,
probably. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Probably
gets
like
you going.
all the Machiavelli stuff that Tupac did.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So Tupac likes Tupac. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, there's a slew. I would say it depends on if I am waking up as a little bit sleepy sloth in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna ease into it, but I think
gym,
once I get there, I could probably get into a little Ludacris.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was kind of my jam when I
Ludacris.
was in college. That's what
Yeah.
I would always have in my headphones when I was prepping to play. So.
Yeah, oh, they were like the little headphones, though. They weren't the beat. Were they
no,
Beats?
they were Beats actually,
Oh, yeah,
but they
you're
were like the
younger.
little ones. I'm a little bit younger. They
Yeah.
were like this big on
Yeah.
your head. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some Luda.
some Luda.
Do you play these for the team, or is there too
Yes.
much expletive going on in Tupac? Is that a do we?
I think there's radio versions. Of those
Is
songs.
there?
Yeah.
Kids
why you don't ever hear 'em on the radio.
We have close practices for that reason. so.
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden, Kids Bop, Ludacris comes on. It's
You know,
fine.
We let the team choose the playlist for practice.
We do.
Okay.
Sometimes we have country days. We have
Oh, sure.
They
you
like
know,
to
throwbacks.
choose old school jams, which are just songs that were released when I was young. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Stevie
always
Nicks
fun.
is popular. And
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are so old school. My gosh.
It's like
Stevie Nicks, that's a
Stevie
player
Nicks.
request, which like that's pretty
like.
old for current athletes. You know?
I like. I'm a Jay Z fan. Like
nice.
Encore, and just like get it, Jay, and I'm always like, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
that's when
that's a
I
good
like
one.
pop out of the
Any
bathroom.
Beyonce too can,
Okay. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
any music probably from 2000 to 2010, 2010 to 2015. Can't go
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Any Snoop Dogg or anything?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
Okay. Mix
I'm a
it up.
huge Akon fan, which everyone I get a lot of.
Akon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "What?"
There's a British coach on campus who listens to Nickelback.
Oh my goodness.
Who could that be?
Canadian.
I love that.
Nickelback.
That's
I met
fantastic.
them.
You
met
did?
them?
Yes.
Wow.
The whole back.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
were they?
Chad
chewing
Kroger's
pack
a
of
dink.
cigarettes?
He's a dink.
Yeah.
See, and so is his music.
I mean, they were good. They were huge, but they put out so many songs so quick and albums, and
know.
it was Nickelback, Nickelback, Nickelback,
We, all,
Nickelback.
we
and,
know all the lyrics. Everybody knows all the
Well,
lyrics.
sure. How
yeah.
can you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a mic singing?
Yeah, yeah.
Sing it,
so
girl.
much, so much. And then Meatloaf. I mean, who gets, but it's fine. It's
Now
cool.
you're making me hungry.
The whole loaf.
There you go.
Okay, so you guys kick off with the players show up on Monday.
Mondays, report day.
Okay, that's when
Yes.
they get all their fancy gear and their
Correct.
volleyball swag.
Yeah,
all
we'll
the good
have
stuff.
new clothes to wear for our next
Thank
show.
goodness.
Yes.
All green.
I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I'm so thankful every year when all the new swag comes because it gets so tattered.
Yeah,
You know,
it does.
after
It's
a year,
worn down.
One down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they show up. What's changed this year? Any locker room fitness? Any fun stuff that they're going to be seeing this year?
I mean, we've got a brand new weight room that was just finished over the summer that we're
Nice.
super excited about. They're building a new training table and athletic training area in the Betty as well, which we're stoked on that. And then we've got 8 new athletes that are joining us as well, 6 freshmen and 2 transfers that are coming in to join our team. And yeah, we've got a lot going on. But
That's a lot, though. That's a lot of new names to remember.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Exciting names.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
super
Exciting
excited.
names.
Exciting
Okay.
names.
I like exciting names. I gotta check in. Oh, that's not Alistair. He does walk by with his class, so we might see him today.
Does he stop in? Does he wave?
Sometimes.
Does he smush his face to the glass?
Well, I was walking out.
No,
yes,
his mom
last week.
does though.
I'm like, ah! I was walking out with Bubba last week, and he's like, Mom, and then he's like, What are you doing with Coach Bubba? Just on the show, pal.
Just working here.
Well,
Just working
what's
here.
better than Bubba?
Yeah.
What are you doing with my mom?
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing with my mom? Yeah, by the bakery. What's happening? Yeah, I told him I was hanging out with you guys today, so maybe we'll see him. We'll see.
How cute was his little hug that he gave me at the barbecue?
Nice
was
little
cute.
BBQ. Yeah, was he fresh from the water
Yes, he
park?
was.
Okay,
Yes, he
yeah,
was.
he went to
He
the
was very
splash
sweet.
pad, so that was a hot one. Who do you kick off the season with this year?
well, we've got an exhibition match on August 19th
'Kay.
at 1 p.m. at the Betty. And that's against MSU Crookston. And then we're on the road for our first 2 weekends of official competition, but then we'll be back in the Betty the 7th, 8th, and 9th of September with New Mexico, Green Bay, and Montana those 3 days.
New Mexico. Okay, were you at New Mexico or New Mexico State?
New
Remind me.
Mexico, yeah.
Okay,
so
so
we've
this is
got,
your
the Lobos
the
coming.
Lobos.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
This
pretty much the entire team in New Mexico is still there. For
part
when
of
I
your
was-
you recruited.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of fun to go play them. And
Yeah. Okay, so you go there and no, they come here.
New Mexico
here.
comes
New
here,
Mexico
for
comes
the
here.
UND Classic. That's the 7th, 8th, 9th.
yeah, we'll play 1 match Thursday, 1 match Friday, 1 match Saturday, with other matches those days as well. But we'll play once each day, so our fans can go to 3 different matches on 3 different days.
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on and it starts so early, which I wasn't thinking that you all I know you report and whatnot, but the games start so early. So where's the furthest you're headed to this year? Anywhere super fun and exciting? You take the team?
Yeah, when we're going to Bozeman
Ooh, I do
weekend
love
1
Bozeman.
Never
for Montana
been.
State, and then
Never been.
we're going to Abilene Christian weekend 2, and then we're going to UNI weekend 4.
Oh yeah,
Back to Cedar
stomping
Falls.
grounds.
my old stomping grounds.
And then obviously all the Summit League destinations as well. So
You can see the schedule right there.
Got it all up. Love it. Okay, what do we got? Oh, Northern Iowa. Okay, yeah. Oral Roberts and Thomas. Okay. And and then we've got NDSU, which I call the J-Lo Tupac face
And our
off.
last game at
Oh,
home is versus
stop
ND.
it.
senior night is
Versus
NDSU this
State.
year.
Oh,
that'll be
those
fun.
stinking bison.
Okay,
on
and
a
that's,
Tuesday.
oh my gosh, and that's coming near when the Joe Bros will be here. So it's a whole week, of fun.
Oh.
Hockey, football, volleyball, and the
Fantastic.
Joe Bros.
Nice.
So
Okay, you
Yeah.
have to teach us about that.
the Joe Bros.
The Joe Bros.
The Jonas Brothers will be here.
Those bros.
Those.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
The Joe Bros.
Yeah, it's-
I wasn't following.
They're
All
not
I know
ways.
about them is the one of them was on Jumanji's movies, and I liked them.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I know their one song, "Burning Up."
Oh, I thought they sang Mbop.
That's Nelson.
Nelson. That's Hanson.
Hanson. Some Norwegian. I don't
They
know.
look the same.
Nelsons. Ooh, the Nelsons.
Doobie doobie doo. Oh boy.
There you go, you got it. You know the song.
Man.
I love it. Jesse's like, what did we send up
Never
for
in
at
a
the
million
barbecue?
years
The
did I think
Jonas
it'd be in your
Brothers
singing.
is a happening. It's a hot camp playlist.
Is it?
Yeah, the Jonas Bros.
Okay. Oh yeah. How many camps did you guys have this summer? 27
Approximately.
approximately.
I don't
Okay.
even know if I can count them, but
There was
Yeah.
a lot.
yeah,
did
all in
every-
July basically.
Every basketball coach that I'd see this summer, I was like, "Whew, how about those Tupacs in their camps, huh?" they were like, "Yeah, no." They were like, "Ugh, "We could really use some more gym space back." Yeah, so I just like turned it a little bit just because I was like, "Oh, so many
You're up another
camps."
quarter
Yeah.
turn.
So we need to get you guys a gym just for camps.
yeah, a little
So,
practice gym.
yeah, we'll get
Maybe.
on that.
That'll be
yeah,
in
get
the
some
future.
donors in here. So Grand Forks Best Source could maybe sponsor that. We'll get in it. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so to get to a volleyball game, you can get tickets online. Season tickets still available if people
Yes.
want. The cool crowd hangs out kind of on that left side, so you can watch the team on the bench.
And have a direct eye line to the Tupacs as well.
Have a direct eye line to the Tupacs. One of the things I do want to highlight is you just need to come to check out Kristen's outfits because they're always amazing.
Right? I work really hard at those.
They're so good. They're
This is-
so good. Sorry,
thanks.
Jesse.
Yeah, it's hard to dress up as a guy.
It is.
Sidelines.
Yeah.
You can't
yeah.
do much. I mean, we could get him some green pants maybe, but
Oh yeah, no, she's got
I
from
hold
the
that down.
shoes
Yeah.
to the it's awesome. But like then when you're over there like challenging every play, you can't be sliding around,
Right.
you know, in like leather slides.
Yeah.
So that would be bad. So.
Green Crocs.
ooh,
In
it's
sport-
probably not.
I got 4 or 5 pair you could try.
Okay.
It'd be-
Just green ones.
you
Do
know,
they
it'd
have
be great.
fuzzy on the inside?
They're brown, but I do have. I only have like I'm down to like 12 pairs now of Crocs. I think.
I think it'd be good
Just
though.
12.
I love them. I
Pops
love
him
them.
in sport mode and then he heads over to challenge a play
That you gotta have them in sport
in
mode.
sport mode. Yeah. Just learned about that this summer.
There you go.
so.
Yep. Mhm.
Put him in the sport
him in sport mode.
Yes. Okay, so make sure to check online. Dale put the link on there if anyone has questions. If you have not been though, like go and bring kids love it. It's so entertaining. Like it's something I think until this year we hadn't been to a ton of volleyball games and it's so fun to go to. They do a great job with UND does a great job. Timeout breaks, there's just all kinds of stuff going on. The band once in a while gets their stuff going. They really bring the drums. Sometimes they put the UND sign upside down. Totally fine. That's my favorite part.
Probably on purpose.
Yeah, just to like get around.
Well,
But
now they got the exciting end zone kind of area. I don't know if you.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
I
Is that
don't know.
public?
what is it?
I don't know.
There's
Maybe
been
it's
some
a secret.
renovations to the Betty over the course of the summer,
Oh.
and so we have some new bleachers on the north end, but then the south end is going to have a new bar VIP lounge area, which we're really excited about.
So we'll see. Yeah.
It'll be debuting at our opening weekend in September.
No
The 7th,
way.
8th, and 9th will be the first time it's
So
set
you
up.
might have a new spot that you have to sit in. so-
I'm bringing a 4-year-old. So.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he will not. Alistair will not be allowed in that.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have Dippin' Dots in the bar. So
So all I heard was bar.
yeah.
After that, it was wah 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 wah.
So it
wah,
sounds
wah.
like John's gonna be buying season tickets now.
That might be.
And to be honest, I think the end line view is the best view, but I think that's a coach's favorite view.
Yeah.
You get to see how high people jump and
Mm-hmm.
That's where we
just
would
the
be.
physicality. Yeah. If we weren't on the court coaching, that's probably
You'd
where
be
you
on the
find us.
end.
We'd be on the end line.
Okay, I like it in the middle so I can like see everything.
Your head
but-
doesn't.
That's a
help.
lot of neck movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also if you're on the end, the cameras go over there. I like to be in that little spot where you can take recruits. So
Ooh,
if
yeah,
I'm
the
just
safe
sitting there
space.
eating my son's ice cream, the camera does not come over
No
there.
judgment.
Right? Like all the snacks.
You're right.
It's like working at a racetrack. Everybody wants to be on the infield until you go sit in the infield, and you realize you have to do 360s the whole time.
Yeah.
When if you're just sitting on the outside, you can just go like this.
Oh,
There you
if you
go.
sit in that spot, you angle yourself. You don't have to do much.
The quick.
You got,
Cameras
you're
don't
kinda
come
like in the
over.
corner.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine.
And come say hi. If you come to a match, you can always come and say hi
Come
to
down.
us as a staff and
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Yeah, just be careful when they're practicing because those balls
There are
fly. Look at-
errant balls flying
See, isn't this
everywhere.
Comes the
Great.
chain gang.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Oh, one down. Oh,
Took a tumble.
yep.
It's like there should be pulling a little sled or something.
So
Is that
great.
how I need to hook up my huskies? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we should bring the Huskies to preschool next year. See if they can pull the sleds.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be an experience.
Sir Wellington would be able to do it.
I'm sure he would.
He would.
He's got that young puppy energy.
He does. Yes. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and putting up with this today. Jesse's like, never again. Kristen's gonna be a regular. I
Yeah,
can
you want to
tell.
start our own podcast?
We
I'm
could.
down.
Oh, see. Yeah, let's do it.
It's contagious.
Yep. It could be all like shit we overheard this week, kind of, or something. like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
The buzz.
The buzz.
The buzz.
in the forks. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see this season. We're ramping up. I cannot believe it's August 1st, you guys. That
Yeah.
means all my UND garb can come out and all over the house.
Shout out to UND soccer.
Shout out to UND Soccer.
Get it
yeah.
going.
They're getting it going after
Yeah.
day one. So, yep. I think everybody's still in place. So, yep.
good.
Coach was out of the door before Alistair got up this morning. So, that's a big win. I don't think he had his honey bunches of oats, though.
And he's like, "Where's my babysitter?"
Yeah. Yeah.
More so than anything.
Yeah,
The
he had
school's
it-
coming, so
School, yeah, it's here we are. We're ready to rock and roll. Preschool has begun. All the things.
all the things.
All the things. So if anyone has any questions about games, tickets, or if I missed a really good question that you wanted me to ask them, I can always ask and, pop it into a reel or something. If you need any more questions about George Cooney, anything like that, we'll definitely get that answered. And we'll get them back on. I think maybe a mid-season check-in would be good. So we can kind of see what's going on, what's been happening, maybe right before we play NDSU or something.
Sounds like a great idea.
Kind of exciting. We could ramp it up. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. You guys kick off August with some UND pride, and make sure with everything you do today, you put a fork in it.
Move with the rhythm, shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no